When power turns to pageantry, the story that's bigger than Diddy. Weekends in Hollywood are always noisy, but rarely this chaotic. Tweets from Cardi B, old lawsuits resurfacing with Kim Kardashian and Ray J, the glitter of a Paris runway where Meghan Markle made an unexpected return. All of it felt like background noise to one bigger, darker headline. Diddy, power, and the price of arrogance. Welcome to Rumor Has It, Episode 1, the host announced, her tone a mix of excitement and irony. She wasn't gossiping. She was dissecting American fame with the precision of satire. And at the eye of the storm stood one familiar name, Sean Diddy Combs. When the courtroom becomes a stage throughout the trial, Diddy played the repentant man. He spoke about his childhood, about pressure, about being misunderstood. His attorney, Nicole Westmoreland, even shed tears. A live-action Tyler Perry scene, the host quipped. But despite the sobs, the courtroom stayed cold. Everyone knew this wasn't justice. It was a performance directed by money and status. Even worse, one of the defense witnesses, a pastor, had himself faced prior accusations of sexual assault. Predators flock together, the host said. They share tactics, defend each other, and wear halos when the cameras roll. It was the sharpest line of the episode, a haunting summary of how Hollywood's power truly works. In this city, even the guilty can be absolved, if they know how to play the victim. 2. The children of power and the inheritance of violence. Before the outrage cooled, another video went viral. Quincy Brown, Diddy's son, was accused of snatching a woman's glasses inside a federal courthouse. It looked trivial until the host pointed out, under U.S. law, touching something on someone's body counts as assault. That single motion, a young man walking through a courthouse, casually grabbing something off another person, became a chilling symbol of invisible inheritance. When children absorb their father's arrogance, they grow up believing laws are written for other people, not for them. Your dad's upstairs for violence, and you're out here snatching glasses off faces? The host's line hit harder than any headline. Not a joke, but a moral indictment. It wasn't just Quincy's story. It was a reflection of a whole class of America's young lords, born into silk and privilege, yet stripped of empathy and accountability. Third, Diddy's tears don't wash away. Guilt, one of the most replayed moments from the trial, showed Diddy breaking down in court, sobbing, "I failed my family." Many found it moving. The host didn't. He'll have plenty of time in prison to decide if he actually believes that. Her words cut through the sentimentality. Because Diddy's tears, if they were real, weren't about remorse. They were about self-pity. He wasn't grieving what he'd done. He was grieving that he'd finally been caught. Emotional manipulation, the host said, is his greatest skill. 4. When prison becomes a power move. Midway through the show, a breaking news update dropped. Diddy had requested to serve his sentence at Fort Dix, New Jersey, a so-called easy federal facility known for contraband phones and corrupt guards. Fort Dix is humid. The walls sweat. There's no air conditioning. And Diddy says he wants to stay cool there, the host sneered. Then her tone shifted, dead serious. Diddy doesn't qualify for the RDAP early release program. It's off-limits to violent offenders. If he really only had 19 months left, he wouldn't be spending millions fighting for it. Diddy doesn't want reform. He wants control. In a world where the wealthy can buy almost everything, sympathy included, even choosing your prison has become a status strategy. The women around Diddy, and a twisted idea of love. Here, the host's voice softened, but her words cut deeper. She spoke of Gina Han, the woman who wrote 2 letters pleading for leniency for Diddy, and of young Miami, who still declared, "I'm taken," even after his conviction. The retelling of Gina's moment in court felt like a tragic film scene. She arrived late. No one saved her a seat. Every row was filled with Diddy's entourage. She ended up on a plastic chair in the back. She looked toward him, and he never once turned around. No commentary was needed. That image said it all. The cruel poetry of ride or die love. Women are destroying themselves to defend men who wouldn't even look back. She wrote letters to the court, signed away her right to sue, burned the only bridge to her own freedom. For what? A plastic chair behind the man she defended. It was journalism written like an elegy, cold, sharp, and devastatingly real. 6. Power, money, and the illusion of justice. In the final segment, the host dropped the sarcasm and spoke like an investigative reporter. She broke down Diddy's appeal, his disqualification from sentence reduction, and the real time he'd serve. But beneath the legal jargon was a darker thesis. Justice isn't constant. It bends in the direction of money. Diddy isn't the boogeyman, she said. He's proof that justice can be bought and truth can be negotiated. She recalled Bill Cosby, 2 years and 3 months. Harvey Weinstein, 3 years. Both men who walked free when public attention drifted elsewhere. But with Diddy, she believed it might end differently. Not because he was worse, but because America was finally tired of watching the rich buy forgiveness. 7. The ending. Don't be the Diddy in your own life. As the outro music swelled, the host took a long breath, looked straight into the camera, and said, "Don't be the Diddy of your own story. Don't think you can do wrong and still be adored, forgiven, or worshipped. Power is an illusion, and truth always crawls back from the mud." It sounded like a social media slogan, but beneath it lay a philosophy of moral boundaries and accountability, the very virtues Hollywood keeps forgetting. Personal reflection. What made rumor has it, Episode 1, powerful wasn't its gossip, it was its cultural autopsy. Diddy wasn't just a man on trial. He was the embodiment of the modern American ego, inflated by fame, protected by money, and fueled by the delusion that charisma can erase cruelty. This story wasn't about Diddy alone, it was about the Ginas of the world. Women who'd rather burn themselves than admit betrayal. About the Quinn,